So dudes, welcome to the pilot episode of Delusional Gacha Takes. I'm your host, the god of Gacha himself, ToeSniper98, but you can just call me Tuhu. This is going to be a new semi-regular series where I make videos discussing gacha drama that either I come across or viewers let me know about, and I feel the need to call it out. Given that the key to content creation success, especially here in the gacha scene, seems to be drama farming, I mean just look at the bald guy, I'm gonna try getting on it too with this new series, and given how many horrible takes and how much general bullshit I see going on, I certainly won't be running out of this kind of content anytime soon. Because this is the first episode, I want to lay down some guidelines on how I'll be conducting this series. First, for those of you new to the channel, I'm Tuhu, and I'm the god of gacha games. I've been playing gacha for the last 8 years, and I main a dozen gachas and counting. So when it comes to gacha content creators in the Western Hemisphere, my opinion on gacha weighs the most. This ain't your run-of-the-mill Asmongold or Moist Critical talk shows, nah, because when it comes to gacha, I am the real deal. Second, while this is called Delusional Gacha Takes, not everything I cover will be a bad take necessarily. There will be times when I talk about stuff and I actually support it. It just depends on what that stuff is and the context behind them. And third, as much as I diss or talk shit on other gacha content creators, I want to make it very clear that I don't want any of my viewers to jump over to their channels to talk trash on them for me. Please do not go up to any of them and start harassing them just because of what I've said about their takes, no matter how bad they are. Sure, if you want to go to the channels and tell them, hey, this Tuhu guy thought your last gacha take was bad, what are your thoughts about that? Or you just want to bring it up to them in general, that's fine, I guess, but don't bother them, right, by going to their streams, for example, and telling that, oh, they're a dog CC, that's my job. That, and I'd like for my viewers to be a bit different from the usual sycophants and bootlickers that a lot of gacha viewers out there seem to be, if the comment section of my MTash video from a couple months ago is any indication. I'm trying to call out delusional gacha players here, not make them. So now that we got those disclaimers out of the way, let's get right into the news. The first order of business we got going on is the discussion about gacha exploration paywalls. Originally how it was explained to me, or how it was told to me rather, is that there are some Wuthering Waves content creators out there claiming that Genshin's exploration is now being paywalled behind the recent Natlan characters, and arguing that Wuwa's exploration is superior as a result thanks to its more universal exploration mechanics. This is just a straight up lie. You do not have to roll for the new Natlan characters for exploration. While having them is nice and convenient, since you can just bust out their skills and start wall running, surfing, or flying whenever you want, it's not like you gotta have them. Otherwise, you can't explore Natlan at all. For the parts of the map where you do need an exploration gimmick, the game always gives you one of those dinosaurs that has one of those gimmicks that you need to do them. And for the rest of the Natlan map that doesn't need an exploration gimmick, you can just explore it on foot as usual. And if you're exploring Natlan already, chances are you've already dealt with some of the more annoying areas in Genshin, such as, the deserts in Sumeru. So it's not like Natlan should be any harder than those, right? Yes, it's obviously going to take a little longer than if you had all the new Natlan characters like Chaska, Kinich, and Moalani. But if you seriously think that Genshin is paywalling exploration behind these characters, then either you are just a straight up Wuwa glazer and you've never even played Genshin before and you just hate on it because that's the popular thing to do to try to get some brownie points from other Wuwa glazers on Twitter or on Discord, or you got straight up filtered by Genshin's exploration. And imagine getting filtered by a gacha game that's even more casual than Wuthering Waves. Like, does a little bit of running scare you, little bro? Right? You feel like you can't go back to Genshin because you can't just fly anywhere you want? I mean, some Wuwa players out there don't even want to go back to Huanglong because you can't fly there like you can in Riasita. So I guess it's not that surprising that they'd look at Genshin and start pissing themselves. Oh, and last thing about the Natlan characters, in case anyone tries to say that they power creep older characters because their exploration skills are better, they're not really that much better, no. For those of you unfamiliar, Natlan characters use their skills the best in Natlan proper because there they have access to a resource called phlogiston, I don't, however you pronounce that, and that lets them use their skills for a lot longer than they're supposed to. Outside of Natlan though, while they still can use their skills, they don't last nearly as long because they don't have that phlogiston stuff like they do in Natlan, so their impact on exploration is a lot more limited outside their home region. They're still useful, but they're not that much better, if at all, than our older characters who we used for exploration before, such as Yelan, Wanderer, Kazuha, Sayu, and anyone else that I'm forgetting. And even if you don't have a character who's got a movement skill, that doesn't suddenly make Genshin unplayable. Like, maybe for your spoiled ass, since you're too used to just flying around everywhere in WoWa, you're gonna look at any open world game from now on that doesn't have flight as automatically inferior, but that's a dog shit attitude to have in the first place. I guess that's just to be expected from glazers, though. Gacha tribalism is a goddamn epidemic because people love glazing the fuck out of their favorite gachas and putting down others that either they don't like or they just don't even know about. Stuff like Star Rail players out here thinking that Panacony is the best gacha story ever. People thinking that calling Zenless Zone Zero a Gooner game is supposed to be an insult. And Wuthering Waves players thinking that their 2.0 patch is the greatest patch in gacha history. And all in all, this whole exploration paywall crap is just another cringe example of it. Now, before people start coming at me calling me a Hoyo shill, because I know for a fact that you WoWa glazers are gonna try, first of all, I play a dozen different gachas. I don't shill any one of them in particular like you Kuro shills do. The closest gacha I'll get to actual shilling for is Arknights, but even then, I don't think that game is a perfect gacha. I mean, no gacha is. Second, I will say that WoWa's exploration is a nice improvement to Genshin's. The overall exploration process is more streamlined and more convenient thanks to mechanics such as infinite sprint stamina, outside of combat that is, wall running, vaulting, grappling, and of course, everyone's favorite, flight. So if you prefer WoWa's exploration because of these mechanics, or think that WoWa's exploration is better than Genshin's, then sure, ultimately I don't have a problem with that, because there are good arguments that you can make supporting that. What I do have a problem with, however, is the fact that people are trying to use this whole Natlan character paywall argument to try and make their own game look better, because that's just straight up being dishonest. Like, these Kuro shills want WoWa to be more popular than Genshin so fucking bad, bro. At this point, they'll just bullshit anything to suck on Kuro's dick daily. Hey, make sure y'all fucking wipe off your dirty ass mouths before you go to sleep tonight. The next order of business. Genshin players are roasting Varesa's character design as being too Gooner, or catering too much to Gooners. Personally, I actually understand this drama even less than the last one, because at least with the whole, Natlan characters are paywalled exploration thing, I can just pin that shit on people bending over backwards for Kuro game. But this one is arguably even more retarded. Let me make one thing very clear. Gacha games were always meant for Gooners. If you think about it for like 2 seconds, gacha games, most of them anyway, make the bulk of their money by selling characters through their gachas. And what's a good way to sell characters better? Give them some fat fucking titties or a fat fucking ass and watch your money printing machine go burr. And if you prefer your husbandos, boy do I have the gacha for you. Granted, not all gacha games go full Gooner, and there are certainly varying degrees of how Gooner different gacha games are. But if y'all think Genshin ain't a Gooner gacha, reality check, did y'all forget about Mona? Especially her default outfit that needed to get censored on the Chinese server because Hoyo didn't want to offend Daddy Xi Jinping? What about Lisa, whose moans when climbing people made entire YouTube videos out of documenting what they sounded like before they had to get changed? What about Rosaria, who is a nun wearing fishnets and a leotard, I'm pretty sure? I don't think that's quite what nuns are supposed to wear, not to mention her titty size was supposed to be a lot bigger than it is now. Yoimiya is quite literally wearing bandages as her underwear, mind you, and she's not even wearing the top half of her shirt properly, or whatever her traditional Japanese clothes are called here. Mawika has a bodysuit on, and there are zippers on both front and back that clearly zip all the way down. Kokomi just straight up wears lingerie if you got rid of her ribbon and her gown or whatever. Nilo has that whole exotic belly dancer thing going on. Mualani just has a bathing suit on 24/7. Both Ayaka and Miko used to wear panties that you could upskirt constantly. Ganyu and Shenhe are self-explanatory. Eula's ass is a work of fine goddamn art, and her character trailer back in the day made half the player base back then jizz their pants. You can make Jean's tits bounce around in her original skin if you hold her skill, main reason why it got censored like Mona. Chaska got her ass from Eula, and Zilonen wears hot pants and a bra. And she tosses off her jacket when she uses her skill. And yet, Varesa is the one people are freaking out over? All of a sudden? No, like seriously, I want to ask, what made people flip their shit over Varesa when they saw her? Like, is it because of her fat anime titties? Were they so fucking big that they jump scared you? Or her thick thighs, maybe? A belly button, perhaps? Like, all of these things you see in other Genshin characters. Maybe not all at once, like you see of Varesa, but they're there. So until someone out there comes along and gives me some sort of like accurate or adequate explanation, I don't think I'm brain dead enough to see where people are coming from with this whole Varesa is a Gooner character angle, when we've always had Gooner characters come out in Genshin on a regular basis. If I had to guess, I would say that people aren't really hating on Varesa so much as they're just frustrated with Natlan as a whole. And Varesa just happens to be like the latest in a series of issues that people have with MiHoYo in the last year of the game, so she just happens to be the newest target. Hey, for full transparency, I'll be very honest with you. I like Varesa a whole lot. I even plan to triple crown her, and I only do that for my absolute favorite girls in Genshin. But even without my bias for pink-haired anime gacha girls with big tits, and even if I didn't have all those body pillows up on my wall behind me, I still wouldn't be brain dead enough to know why Varesa's been able to trigger so many people on Twitter. So for now, all I'll have to say when it comes to those people is that they're fucking delusional. That'll do it for the first episode of Delusional Gacha Takes. Once again, I'm Tuhu, your host with the most, and I hope you enjoyed listening to me put these delusional gacha dumbasses in their place. If you guys know any gacha drama going on out there that you want me to cover, let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more, and oh boy, will there be more. All my social links are down in the description below, and if you really enjoyed the content, consider supporting me on Patreon as well, and come watch my streams either right here on YouTube or over on Twitch. In the meantime, be cool y'all, and we'll see you in the next one.